Welcome to the Accomplished Brain podcast, where we share our passion, knowledge, and experience about the brain and health.
I want to talk about what balance is. What are the three primary systems that the brain is getting information? What happens, especially in a classic example of people who have vertigo, um, you know, and most people will have um, they'll have um, benign paradoxal positional vertigo, which they call BPPV. And
Mhm.
I'll kind of explain like what that is. Um, and then I want to explain, how how Jeff and I would approach some of the test, and then how would we approach helping those clients who suffer from balance issues. And then in addition to that, like, why is it so important for an athlete to have proper balance, right? And then and and obviously that the client who's 65 and over, why is it so important for them? Okay, so the first step is, what is balance? So balance, people are getting the brain is getting information from three systems. They're getting information from remember we talked about this, that the nervous system, the way it works is it has a series of different receptors, right, that receive and send information, right? And they send it along these different pathways, right? And that's how function works, and from the nervous system's point of view. So with that said, the brain is getting information from the muscles. Those receptors are called proprioceptors. They're, when you hear the term proprioceptors, they're receptors that send and then transmit from the muscles. Okay, so from all into, especially around your feet, you have receptors, and the those receptors are sending information to the brain. The two other systems that are very important that the brain is getting information from is the visual system and the vestibular system. Okay, so let's break down what the vestibular system is. Okay, the vestibular system has three. Here's, if you look at it, this would be a circle. This would be a semicircle, right? So basically, the vestibular system has three semicircle canals, right? One in the front, one on the side, right? It's called the lateral or horizontal, and one in the back. So ultimately, the front is anterior. That's what they call it. The side is called your lateral uh, canal, and in the back they call that the posterior canal. Okay, so you have three. You have three on each side, three semicircle canals. Front, which means anterior. Your side is your horizontal or lateral, and in the back is your posterior canal. Okay, um, and what these three canals on either side, they get activated. Okay, what happens is a semicircle and fluid gets heated, okay, in these canals when the head is moving and the head is in certain positions. So what happens is fluid. Then from the fluid, what happens is you get activated these hair cells, because there's hair inside of these, and these hair cells will stimulate a group of cells called the ganglion, will then activate a nerve, the vestibular nerve, and they activate the vestibular nuclei. And then from there, these head movements, okay, this pathway will activate the eyes, right? So for the eye muscles, right? And then what will happen is the so you'll have, and then also you'll get information from your visual system. So this was now, besides these, so these ear canals sense, like when the front ear canals get activated, the head is in rotation down. Okay. When the lateral canals get activated is when the head rotates from left to right, and the back ear canals get activated when the head goes back. Okay? These are called rotation because the head is moving at an angle, okay? Called rotation. Okay. Next to these ear canals, you have these crystals, okay? And these crystals represent an area called your otolith, which those area gets activated. Okay, you have what we call the saccule and the utricle. The saccule gets activated when we move in a straight line up, down, forward, and back. Okay, up, down, right, forward, and back in a straight line. What's the difference between like so this is rotation, this is at an angle, this is a straight line forward. So when the head comes forward, you're moving at an angle, right? When you move in a straight line, you're translating forward and back. Okay? The utricle is the other part of the linear system, gets activated when you move lateral. So when you move in a straight line left and right, and when you head tilt. Okay? So when you have a head tilt. So those make all those movements make up your vestibular system. Okay? So your vestibular system is sensing when the head is in certain positions, okay? And then they in concert will activate certain muscles, and then if your head is moving, certain muscles in your neck have to fire, and then your eyes will move accordingly. Okay, because I want to talk about why the eyes.